Moi ja tervetuloa takaisin striimiin. Viime kerralla siis mä striimasin ton ekan kappaleen tästä pelistä. Mikä tää olikaan? Daigyakkuten Saiban Naruhodou Ryunosuke. Ja nyt me oltais aloittamassa seuraavaa chapteria. Eli siis viime kerralla meitä syytettiin Watsonin tappamisesta, mut oikeesti syypää oli joku englantilainen lady, joka sitten yrittiin syylliseksi, mutta ei joutunut oikeuden eteen, koska extraterritorial rights. Tässä. Joo, jatketaan. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
狭い部屋の片隅、深い闇の中でホームズと私は息を潜めて待っていた。やがて通気口からシューシューと低くうなるような音が聞こえてきた。その瞬間、突然ホームズが飛び出して闇の一点をステッキで鋭く打ち据えた。見たかワトソン。ホームズの張り詰めた声が空気を震わす。私がランプの遮光板を上げると部屋の情景がぼんやり浮かび上がった。ホームズは部屋の隅をにらみつけて私に向かってつぶやくように言った。被害者が死の間際に言い残したまだらの紐という謎の言葉、その恐ろしい正体こそがこいつだったのだよワトソン。そこには巨大な毒蛇が牙をむき威嚇するようにとぐろを巻いていた。それは世にも恐ろしいまだらの紐だった。
Mä en kyllä ymmärrä, mitä band voisi tarkoittaa käärmettä. 9th January, 6:27 a.m. Aboard the steamship SS Alclair.
それでは謎解きを始めるとしようか。この奇怪なる殺人事件、その真相をね。失礼。犯行時、扉は内側から缶抜きがかかっていた。缶抜きに細工された痕跡はない。犯行の際、この現場は完全な密室状態だったわけだ。被害者は死の間際にメッセージを残したようだ。ここに落ちているインクを使って書いたと考えられる。ロシア語。どうやら被害者はロシア人ということか。文字に全く乱れは感じられない。被害者は相当意志が強かったのだろう。見たことのない妙な文字だな。筆跡はこのメッセージとは明らかに違う。いや、これはむしろ人種が違うと断言してもいいかもしれない。 札を貼ったのは犯行時間の直前、被害者自身だったようだな。ほう、これはこれは。
一体貴様は何なんだ。好き勝手しやがって。
そうです。海洋警察が到着するまで現場に手を触れず待つべきだ。
その必要はない。
どうやら今から5秒以内に諸君を犯人に紹介できそうだ。
バカを言うな。殺人現場だぞ。しかも奇怪な密室殺人だ。
それでは密室の謎、その封印を解くとしましょうか。
まさかその中に犯人が。
一体君は何者なのだ。僕は大英帝国が誇る世界の名探偵なのです。シャーロック・ホームズ。もしかして知らないとか。
Ugh, my head is pounding. What's going on? The room seems strangely noisy. Huh? I can't move. Yep. God damn. Whoa! What is this? Taas heti vittu raudoissa. Are these handcuffs? So you're finally awake. Taitaa. Even after we violently... God vittu. Even after we violently dragged you out from that wardrobe, you still refuse to wake up. You've got some damn guts. Oh. Guess I got caught after all. That's right. Looks like you understand the situation, you damned criminal. All this time, no one suspected that scum like you could have been hiding in the tiny wardrobe. I'm sorry. At this point, it'd be best just to come clean and confess your sins. Vittu. Shout out to all voice actors in the world for making different sounding voices. Unless you're ready to be cast out into the sea through that porthole. Alright, I'll tell you everything. Then please, answer one question for me. I recognize that voice. Why in heavens did you take his life? Is this Susato? Hold on a second. What do you mean took his life? Ai vittu. Where is he? Where's Asogi? Ai vittu. Ha! There's no limit to how much you can feign ignorance. You murdered him with your own hands. You can't fool us. Man, guess that I can't take this. Huh? Kazuma. His corpse. His corpse was just discovered a short time ago. He was found inside this cabin with the latch shut on the inside. Asaki's corpse? Oh no. Don't start giving us stupid excuses like I'm still drowsy so I forgot. Asaki is dead? That can't be. Then these handcuffs are... I shall ask you once more. Why? Why did you take Kazuma's life? Please, answer me at once. Vittu. I'm not gonna say that. These fucking games love, like, getting mentors out of the way, really. So, half a month ago. Should we really be doing something? Should we really be doing something this extreme? You're being smuggled into an international exchange student's cabin. Quite a thrill, don't you think? When that Russian sailor brought your carry-on luggage here, I swear I was gonna die. He just threw me onto the floor with all the strength he had. Well, not me per se. Person. but the trunk I was stuffed in. Nevertheless, it's surprising. I never expected that you would really fit into that trunk so snugly. You're so much more compact than you appear. Oh my god. I can't say these words without stuttering. Shut up. I seriously thought my spine was going to snap. There are 50 days until we disembark on the shores of the Great British Empire. It'll be fine. You won't be found as long as you keep yourself in this cabin. Sailors will definitely rip my head off if they find me. That's true. All the Russian sailors here are incredibly brawny. That aside, why are we keeping this a secret from your legal assistant? Legal assistant Mikotoba, you mean? That girl is on your side, isn't she? An introduction wouldn't hurt. I highly doubt she'd rip my head off, at least. If she were to find out about you, then she would become an accomplice to us. It'd be better for this secret to be kept between the two of us. If you say so. Now then, it's almost time for the next sailor to take his cleaning patrol. It might be cramped, but go hide in there. Compared to squeezing yourself into the trunk, this should be a breeze. Jeez, if that sailor randomly decides to open the door, it's all over, you know. Come on, it'll be fine. If you're so worried, why not write "Do not open" on that piece of paper over there? Huh? I'll paste it firmly on that wardrobe door there for you. Since then, it's been a half a month. I would never have thought that something like this would happen something like this would happen en route to the Great British Empire. In any case, we'll drop you off at the next port. Until then, don't you dare try anything funny. You damn murderer. Murderer? Please hold on a second. Didn't I tell you already? Confess your crime. That's not what I was referring to. It's true that I was smuggled onto this ship, but I would never kill someone. You're the only possible culprit. Just give up and accept your punishment. Sato. Please hear me out. Let me tell you what happened. Very well. There's something I need to ask you about as well. Susato's eyes are burning so fiercely. I get the feeling that I won't be waking up from this nightmare. Anyway, I should listen to what she has to say. What's on our portrait? School badge. Yeah. Do not open the seal. The seal Asogi slapped over the wardrobe door. It is unknown if it can be read to any of the Russian sailors. It's the new open seal. I poured my heart and soul in the scroll note. I'll never forget the feedback Asogi so stoically offered me when I wrote it. Come on, do you honestly think the Russian sailors will be able to read that? I'll surely at least get the point across. That's what we went with after we put it on. Maybe it was just creepy, considering how long it took someone to actually open it. True, with 15 kuukautta. There's traces of the glue we used to paste the seal on the wardrobe. Actually, Asogi didn't bring anything we could use for glue with him. So we had the idea to mash up boiled rice into a sticky paste. Really smart. Oh yeah. Being a stowaway, it was hard to give up the extra food, but we carefully mashed it up and skillfully spread it onto the wardrobe. It would rest in peace. People. Kazuma, rest in peace. He lost his life on his way to pretend to be an exchange student. Legal assistant who came to London as an exchange student together with Asogi. Her grace makes her the ideal Japanese lady. Also spoiler alert of course. Jos et ole pelannut muita pelejä, niin ainakaan ekaa peliä, niin tulee pieniä spoilereita. Koska mä sanoin, vittu ne koko ajan tappaa kaikki vitun mentorit. Ekana Mia, nyt tää. So it's really true? He was murdered? And these handcuffs are because I've been accused on the suspicion of murdering Asogi. Vittu, ei saa mitään mieleen rakautettua. When Kazuma was first discovered, this room was completely locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? It would have been impossible to enter the cabin. The door was latched from the inside. Oh god. In other words, even if the culprit could have gained entry, they could not have escaped. What? It follows that the killer was inside the cabin. It's only the conclusion that makes sense. Would you like to raise any objections? I mean, yeah, how could this be? So how on earth did he die? You just committed the crime this morning, and yet you intend to feign innocence? Please tell me, I'm begging you. The cause of death is not yet clear. So they don't know exactly how he died? The ship's doctor is investigating, but he isn't adequately trained to perform autopsies. Specific details may have yet to wait until we reach the next port. That means the body has no obviously fatal injuries, right? Yes, that's correct. About the incident. What exactly happened here? How was Asogi's life taken from him? I'm sure that you know the answer to that. Huh? After all, you were here the entire time. You're right, of course, but... I mean, multi-copies. He would always be up before dawn, ready to greet the morning with his daily training. What did he train? And I would always be waiting for him outside his cabin. However, the usual routine didn't happen today. He never came out of his room. So by that time, Asogi was already dead. I tried knocking on the door, but there was no response. I was worried, so I decided to call for sailors' help. The door's bolt was no match for the strength of several grown men. It broke open. garderobe. Minkä mä katsoin aiemmin, niin se on wardrobe. Niinku wardrobe, niinku vaatekaappi. And when we rushed into the cabin, we found Kazuma lying on the floor. God. Now he's only dead. His body must have been lying where the outline of tape is now. I was in the cabin, but still oblivious to everything that happened. So I must have been asleep inside the wardrobe the whole time. Allow me to make my stance very clear. I don't believe that sounds plausible. You think I want to believe that's what happened? Alright, I've told you everything I know. Now, it's your turn to speak. Okay, I understand. The back of my head is starting to throb again. Patikkari. Siis mä oon pelannut niinku osan tätä tokaa kappaletta jo niinku ennen kuin mä päätin ruveta striimaamaan tätä, niin mä tiedän niinku mitä tästä tapahtuu vielä hetken ainakin. Niin, oh my god, mä tykkään tästä alusta tosi paljon. Stowaway. To start with, why are you even on board this steamship? To start with, why are you even on board this steamship in the first place? I'm certain I heard something about the stowaway earlier. Yes, well, that sounds about right. It's been half a month since we left Japan. I've been hiding in this cabin the entire time. I wasn't aware. So you sneaked behind Kazuma's back and hid yourself away inside his cabin? No! It'd be impossible for me to pull off something like that. Yes, I suppose you're right. Asogi was actually the one who asked me to come along. He wanted us to travel the Great British Empire together. Kazuma asked you to do that? Can I ask what his reason was? That's something that even I'm not sure of. Even you aren't sure? Hey, Asogi, tell me why already. Tell me why. It's nothing but a heartbreak. Tell me why go this far to just take me along to the Great British Empire? Vittu, eiks mun laulu kelvannut? I've been thinking about it for a while now, ever since the end of the trial. I know you heard me when I said it to you then. You're meant to be an attorney. Yeah, I remember. But you weren't really being serious, were you? You got the talent, I guarantee it. Well, I'm not planning on becoming an attorney, whether you think I'd be any good at it or not. Well, that's something you have to decide for yourself. London is in the vanguard of the modern world. It is a bustling metropolis of culture. There's no harm in seeing what There's no harm in seeing that world for yourself, is there? Of course not. That much goes without saying. Truth be told, I also have a selfish reason for going through with this. I'm in love with you. God, I wish. If you were to become an attorney someday, we could get married. Of course. Someday, what? Never mind. It's nothing. Bitch had feelings for us. I'm just saying that now. There was a certain subject that Kazuma often spoke about to me. I want to change Japan's judicial system, he would say. Perhaps he wanted to carry out that mission with you at his side. Yes, that might be possible. I'm very curious as to what his true motivations were. He was in love with you. While we were talking about that, his eyes. God. Jos täällä lukee niinku silleen romanttisesti. Oh god, oops. They seem dark in a way that I'd never seen before. I'm really sorry that we didn't tell you about the stowaway situation. Well, this is Kazuma we are talking about, I'm sure. He didn't want me to have anything to do with it, instead of being an accessory to crime. You're absolutely right. Just as we'd both expect from Asogi. Last night. If you really aren't the culprit, then allow me to ask you a question. What happened in this cabin last night? Well... Sorry. I don't really remember. Vittu toi ottaa meidän vittu keissiin niin paljon. Last night, Asogi brought his meal to the cabin as usual. And after that, I climbed into the wardrobe for the night as usual. And then I assume you fell asleep? Yeah. So you mean to tell me that when someone murdered Kazuma, you were sound asleep? Oh god. Yes, that's how I remember it. Tosi kauhea kyllä ajatella silleen, että paras kaveri murhataan. Ja sä nukut siinä niinku ees viides huoneessa samassa huoneessa. Ja sit huomaa mitään. Look, I know how suspicious it sounds, but I swear it's the truth. When I finally did wake up, I found myself in handcuffs. And on top of that, for some odd reason, my head has been throbbing. Huh? Is something the matter? No. Everything is fine. Anyway, you have to believe me, I'm not the real culprit. Trust me, it's not as if I don't want to believe you. But I can't think of any other way that this crime could have been committed. Mä muistan mitä Sherlock kuulosti enää. Why, Asogi? Why did you have to die like this? I have to do something. Do not move a muscle. As the culprit, you are forbidden to leave the scene of your crime. I'm not going to accept that. Asogi was murdered, and I wasn't able to do a thing to help him. Do you honestly think that I can just sit around here doing nothing? And just what exactly do you intend to do? I'll investigate his death from start to finish, as thoroughly as I can. I'll investigate who killed him. I'll investigate how and why they killed him. So please, excuse me. Oh! Fucking get out, Naruhodou. What in the world? That was the Susato toss. Susato toss? I don't think I've heard of this move. In that case, prove it to me. Prove what? If you are truly innocent, then show me your evidence. But how can I do that? Have you already forgotten? Not long ago, you were acting as your own defense on trial. Oh, so that's it. I'll need to present some evidence. I need to get Susato on my side. I'll need to show her evidence. What evidence will prove my innocence? I mean, we have fucking 2 evidence. So it's just a do not open seal. you discovered me earlier. Did you find this stuck on that wardrobe over there by any chance? Why yes, I do recall something like that. You see, whenever I went to sleep, Azoki would always paste this on for me. It was meant to keep the sailors from opening the wardrobe. And of course, last night was no different. Oh! Now that you mention it, just before we found you, we pulled off that very seal that you speak of. If I was the criminal, then in order to enact my crime, I would have torn off this seal as I exited the wardrobe. Indeed, there would be no other way. In other words, it would be impossible for me to be Asogi's murderer. Just niin, koska niinku... Me oltais mitenkään saatu sitä takas siihen muutenkaan. Even when you're down on your back. I can see why Kazuma thought so highly of you. Voi vitun Kazuma paro. Susato. If it's alright with you, would you kindly help me up then? God. Very well. In light of this new information, I will allow you to investigate the scene as you wish. Thank you very much. Have I cleared my name then? No. Sorry, Naruhodou, se on... It's not guilty until proven innocent. It's guilty until somebody else is proven guilty. What? Not yet. It's still possible that you used some sort of strange sorcery to reattach that seal. Susato, what kind of person do you think I am? First of all, let's thoroughly investigate the scene. I will accompany you. Got it. Let's do this, Susato. Please do not misunderstand my intentions. As I said, my doubts are not yet entirely resolved. What? To make sure that you do not to make sure that you do nothing to vandalize the crime scene, I will be observing you closely. Do not dare use any strange sorcery to get rid of any evidence that you might find. Alright. All sorcery aside, my first objective is to begin examining this cabin. Asogi, I hope you're watching. I will avenge you. Ja mitä muuttamaan, joten... There's absolutely nothing on the dining table. All the eating utensils have fallen onto the floor. This room is a disaster in many ways. That's odd. When I was asleep last night, the dinner table should have... Huh? Is something the matter? For some reason, I can't seem to recall what happened after I finished eating last night. Oh. Looks like I was right all along. You're the one who did this to him. No, wait, you're wrong. Ah, come to think of it. What is it, Susato? Whenever I examine things, I feel as though my vision begins to narrow. Oh, that could be a good sign. I'm sure you are already aware of this, but... You're gonna use the buttons on the bottom screen to look around. Let's make sure not to miss a single corner during our investigation. Yes, you're right. That's exactly what I've been doing. I think my vision just narrowed a bit. Anyway, those are the leftovers from last night's dinner, the roast chicken. Yes, it was quite delicious. Incidentally, did you happen to eat your meal on the floor? I'm not a pet dog, you know. I ate my chicken at the dining table like an actual human. Oh, though, when did the chicken fall off the floor? Oh, but didn't Kazuma hate chicken? I seem to remember as much. He despised it. In fact, he vehemently refused to even touch it last night. So, being a hungry stowaway, I ate up every last bite of it. Oh, so that means Kazuma had likely been famished during his final night on Earth, just before he perished. Oi, vitsi. How immensely pitiful. I suddenly have a stomachache. Stab after stab of sheer raw guilt. Naruhodou, it's not your fault that he hated chicken and you eating it. God. That is Kazuma's katana. He always had it attached at his hip. The katana is the heart of the Japanese. That was one of Asoka's favorite sayings. I heard that he persuaded the government to allow him to bring his katana into Britain. Just goes to show how important it was to him to keep it by his side. Asoka had the spirit of a proud warrior. I have to ensure that it lives on. Whoa. Justice is written in bold, unfaltering strokes. It's very reminiscent of Asoka. These words, put to paper by none other than Kazuma himself. Are you able to look directly upon them without averting your eyes in shame? I mean, like, we didn't still kill him, bitch. Like, chill. Yes, of course I am. After all, I'm innocent. In spite of the locked room, it always comes back to that heart. These books have all fallen over. Not a single one is left standing. Is that a statuette of the guardian god of the sea? It's fallen on its side. It looks like everything on this shelf toppled over like a deck of cards. Do you think, by any chance, that Kazuma knocked all these things, over when he was practicing his swordsmanship? No way. I don't think he would do that. Vittu mikä vitun kuva though. Well then. Did you lose your temper and knock everything down after you woke up? How? I wouldn't have left the wardrobe just to do something like that, you know. Something happened to knock all these items loose. But is it related to this case? Anyway, let me put things back as they were. This is going to bother me otherwise. Yes, touch the crime scene, that's good. The SSL clearship regulations are posted here on this placard. It's something akin to a list of requests from the captain to the passengers. Do not store any dangerous goods such as weapons or animals in the cabins. Because animals are all dangerous. What? Why are you staring at me like that? No, it's nothing. I was just thinking, are you more of a weapon or an animal? God. I mean, technically animal, right? Mammals. It just happened to cross my mind for a second. Either way, you can still mark me off as forbidden possession, I guess. When we were here earlier, this door had been pulled tightly from inside the cabin. It's just a small, simple bolt. It'd be impossible to break either out or in, as long as it was latched in its place. Given the evidence so far, I don't blame Susato for doubting me. I can feel Susato's glare burning into the back of my neck. Say, do you ever read mystery novels? This is the part where they use a needle and thread to hold the door from the outside. An ingenious trick indeed. Yes, I do love reading mystery novels. But since all the doors and general surroundings in this ship are made of iron, that trick wouldn't work here. Needles and threads can't cut through iron. You need some jet fuel for that. Yes, fucking memes. Now her glare feels more like needles digging into me. Hän haluu puhua tälle tyypille. I also could... Sorry. I also question that sailor who's keeping watch over the crime scene. Excuse me, may I have just a moment of your time? God, what did I use?
What do you want?
Let's see. How are things going on, your side of the investigation?
I've heard that Japanese don't tell jokes, but it looks like my sources were wrong.
Huh?
The criminal himself telling me to report to him? That's a real funny joke, friend.
Well, this isn't a joke. He's labeled you as a criminal. I think you'll have trouble getting him to take you seriously. Well, I'm already talking to him. I might as well try for more information. Was there anything peculiar about last night?
And just why would there be? No, shut up and go sit in the corner of something. This conversation is over.
For some reason, that sailor seemed flustered for just an instant. That's quite a large trunk. It's more like a big box of memories for me now. Memories? I don't quite follow. To tell you the truth, you used the trunk to transport me aboard during impoundment. That explains this warning label. Do not turn upside down. Yeah, I should have known better than to think that the sailors would be able to read that. And so I was flipped over and thrown, tossed and flipped over again so many times. Spotting a person isn't an easy thing to do, is it? And yet, it's still 1,000 times better than going up against a Susato toss. What's this? It looks like a piece of broken glass. Some small glass object seems to have been broken in half. It looks like a bell. It's quite a beautiful color, don't you think? Was it from a Netsuke? Like those buttons that men used to hang from their kimonos? I think you're right. Did this belong to Asogi? Was he hiding such a lovely piece of art without our knowledge? Aside from that, there are also some dark brownish red marks on the floor here. Dark brownish red. That is an accurate description. But one problem remains. I don't see anything with the type of coloring that fuck me. I don't see anything with the type of coloring that could have made these marks. Did Asogi write that? Judging by the color, I think this message was written using the ink. When he collapsed, he must have jostled the desk, causing the bottle of ink to fall. Garderobe. Then, He dipped his finger in the spilled ink and wrote out his last message. It must have been a terrible way to die. Oh, how heart-wrenching. Was Asuki trying to leave us a clue as he took his last breath? I'm so sorry, Asuki. I just can't read this. I just can't read. Just end of the message there. I just can't read this message. That's probably because these symbols are not written in Japanese. What in the world? What language are they then? I'm afraid that I have no clue myself. I've never seen letters like these before. Where are they from? What do they mean? I mean, they are Russian letters, Cyrillic. Oops. Okay. I know what this is. It's an apparatus known as a call bell. It's an apparatus? Indeed. I've seen them in books about the culture of the Great British Empire. They're used in other countries. You pull the rope to ring the bell, and then a servant appears. When you say it like that, it sounds just like sorcery. Let's try ringing it. Yes, let's do it. Yes, let's do it. As a part of our research on Western culture, of course. Oi vittu. No niin hölmöi. Mä muuten nyt ton. Ai mulla on se koko ajan, hups. Se on 16. Like god damn. Se on vaan lapsi. Her Grace makes her the ideal Japanese lady. Okay. I guess. Oops. Mitä siinä luki? I wonder if nobody came because we're Japanese. Sellainen niinku... Ei ne vois tietää ennen kuin ne näkis. Ei pakko sitä silloin. No, don't be silly. I'm sure everyone just has their hands full right now. I believe that's an air duct. It's sort of a hole that keeps the air in the cabin circulating instead of getting stale. But this seems pretty mysterious. Mysterious in what way? This air duct. It obviously leads through the wall and into the cabin next door. Yes, you appear to be right. But if you wanted fresh air, wouldn't it be better to have the air duct connect to the outside? Yes, that makes sense. Maybe it's to avoid rain blown into the ship if a raging storm approaches. Huh, maybe that's it. I mean, makes sense for me. I don't know anything about ships. It's been half a month since we left Japan. All this time, you've been crammed into that wardrobe? Can you refrain from using the word crammed? Please pardon me. Let's say you enjoyed the voyage from the comfort of your own personal hiding place. Well, I had to stay hidden because we had no idea when sailors might enter the cabin. That's the reason I was crammed inside the wardrobe for most of the trip. Of course, I was stuck in there through all the night as well. So because of that, you didn't wake up during the murder? It hurts so much to think about it. Oh boy. Kazuma must have spent last night reading and writing at this very desk. Oh, okay, the desk, not the fucking thing. His London travel journal, left incomplete before he could even make it there. Ouch. Apparently, the last sentence on this final page was left unfinished. Does this mean the incident occurred while he was in the middle of writing this entry? Let's read it. It might contain a clue. Oh! You mustn't do that. Even if the owner is lost to us, you can't just read someone else's journal. It's improper.
En mä ymmärrä sun satanut niinku.
We need clues. But for all we know, there might be something important written inside. Alright, fine. I won't read it. Mun nenä ihan tukos. Tekee vaikeus puhua. Kazuma. It's not as if I actually want to go prying through Asoge's personal belongings. But I also know that we need to find as many clues as possible for his sake.
Kazuma Asogi.
Kazuma on sen etunimi. Mikä on mielenkiintoista, että niinku Susato on sen kanssa sitten on first name basis, mut me ei olla, vaikka se on meidän paras kaveri ja poikaystävä. Okay. Who is that man? He wasn't here a moment ago. From the looks of it, he's clearly a European. Or is he gay? Is he gay or European? Ah, over there. Vitun... Tää vitun kuva. Silleen niinku... Susata vaan kattomassa sitä ja sitten niinku tolleen taas. Yeah, you noticed him too, Susato? That's the suspicious. Oh, I mean the tall gentleman. Now, this is a surprise. Naruhodou, could it be that... You don't know who this gentleman is? No? I'm not acquainted with any foreign gentlemen. He gives off a very strange aura. It's clearly different from all the sailors. I can't tell if he's inspecting Asogi's desk or just playing with it. Oh, come on then, let's hear what he has to say. Am I imagining it, or did Susato's eyes just light up? Oh, by the way, you may have already realized, but when you touch a person with the cursor, you can talk with them. Alright then, let's go talk to the suspicious, I mean, that tall gentleman over there. I mean suspicious. Right. Just play on movie. I've been seized by the crew, handcuffed, and now Susato is watching me like a hawk. As things stand, I don't have anywhere near enough freedom to move about on my own. But since I am already here in this cabin, I should try to examine it as much as I can. Let's talk to the Holmes. Excuse me? Excuse me? Could you spare a moment of your time? Quiet! I'm in the middle of something big. Maybe we should leave him be. I have a feeling that this could turn into trouble fast. I suppose so, if that's what you think is best.
Greetings! So sorry. Oh, okay. To have you waiting, Varma Luki. Eek.
Excuse me? Can I ask what you were doing with Asogi's desk just now? in. Yeah, so sorry to have to keep you waiting. God. I see. So that's what's going on. Huh? What exactly do you mean? I feel like I'm being heavily scrutinized. It appears that I have uncovered the whole truth of the matter. My flawless reasoning whispers the truth of all things. Yes, that's it. You returned here from Afghanistan quite recently at that. What? And on your way to a foreign country, you found yourself facing a predicament. Ah, well, he's not wrong about that. How in the world? How in the world did you come to know all of that? Is that what you mean to ask? No, what she meant to ask was, how in the world did you come with such a dumb fucking explanation?
Please, this is but rudimentary reasoning. Nothing for me to bother explaining.
Is there perhaps anything else you might know?
Oh yes, but of course. Countless things, countless. Take for example, your true identity is that of a Russian refugee, most cruel and heartless revolutionary. Shit. You've killed 16 people so far, and you plan to go to Britain to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Shit, he does everything he was supposed to do.
However, in order to hide your identity, you murdered that man with the headband. Well, I suppose that's just about sums it up. Come now, there's no reason to hide your crimes. You know it to be futile.
I don't know if I hate this or love this character. This is sort of a long shot. But were you talking about me just now? Sorry.
Of course I was talking about you. Tell me, do you see any other...
God.
Do you... Do you see any other Russians capable of assassinating 16 people?
I mean, I'm not seeing even the one you're talking about. I'm definitely not capable of doing that either. I was right all along. The one who stole Cosmo's life was you, Naruhodou. And on top of that, you're a revolutionary as well. How insolent, how shameless. Hey now, like I said... Oh! The time is at hand. Now, what is your defense against these claims? Oh, I give up. Hehe. Oh, my apologies. I did not mean to disgrace you. No matter how you slice it, there's no way I could be a Russian revolutionary. I mean, god damn it, Susata. I'm so sorry. And as for you, how could you carelessly fire off so many irresponsible, far-fetched theories?
And yet, did I not still speak the truth?
On your way to a foreign country,
You find yourself facing a predicament.
well, that much is true, yes.
See, how's that?
What do you make of that? If you really want to know what I make of that, it's the fact that this ship is headed to Britain, and that I'm cuffed here at the crime scene. That's not really a theory, it goes without saying, as the phrase goes.
And so it does. That is precisely the principle of reasoning. Try to say it goes without saying, aloud. It is unexpectedly and most mysteriously effective.
Right. So then, who exactly are you?
Ah yes, I have delayed my introduction long enough. I am a man known around the globe, the world's greatest and famous detective. Yes, for I am the famous Sherlock Holmes. A pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I knew it! You're the real Holmes, in the flesh.
But of course, I am the Sherlock Holmes, in the flesh. I love this song.
It's a good theme song. Susato, do you happen to know this man? Of course I do. Everyone in the world knows who the great detective is. All of a sudden, I feel like I've been cut off from the rest of the world. In any case, we should listen to what Mr. Holmes has to say. You'll be sure to find out the truth to this incident in no time with his help. I got a real bad feeling about this.
Is there anything we want to present first?
Mr. Holmes, what do you make of this? Shh, quiet now.
See, when I get absorbed in my deductions, I lose sight of all else.
Oh, I see. Sorry to have bothered you.
Curry and rice, perhaps?
The only deduction he's working on is what he's going to have for lunch. Why would a British man have curry and rice?
Well, I guess Britain also has curry. I've never seen symbols like this before.
Yes, I remember you mentioning that earlier.
Well, I meant it before and I mean it now. Oh, but now that I take another look, they do seem to resemble Japanese characters.
Huh? Naruhodou, it is a bit difficult for me to say this, but I believe he is saying that these words are very sloppily written. God. Wait a minute, are they making one of my handwriting? Okay, I'm wondering now. Okay, yeah. Did you write this, Naruhodou? The strokes are so heavy. That's to show the heaviness of my heart as I was stuffed into the wardrobe. Wow, our boy is a fucking runoilija. A poet, as they say. If I had been found, they would have thrown me into the cold winter sea. I'm sure those Russian sailors would have really done that. Well, I guess not. At most, they would have made you wash dishes in the kitchen until you died. I think that would be pretty horrible in its own right. Let's see. There's a little bit of paste left on the back of the seal. It's actually made out of cooked rice. Cooked rice? Really? Yeah, we mashed up rice from dinner to make glue. What a shame. Shame? Well, for a stowaway like me, Asoki's leftovers are practically my lifeline. Something as simple as mashed up rice becomes a matter of life and death. I suppose being a stowaway really is hard work. Well, I have some glue on board with me, so please feel free to use it tonight. Yes, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Naruhodou, are you actually going to go back to the fucking wardrobe now, even though Asoki's dead? I can't believe.
Anyway, talk. The great detective. So you're a great detective, and you said your name was...
Precisely, a great detective indeed. I am the famous Sherlock Holmes.
Alright, well then, the Sherlock Holmes.
Ah no, there's no need to say the each time. Mr. Holmes is more than adequate. If you're interested in my escapades, escapades, I don't know, is peaked, then I would recommend you read this. Ah, the Strand magazine. This is a popular entertainment publication in Great Britain. Rest assured, Mr. Holmes, I have imported every issue from Great Britain without fail. It says The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes right here. So basically, you're a character in this book? Precisely, you've hit the mark. So he's so engrossed in this book that he actually believes he's the great detective. I can tell by your face that you misunderstand. I am not as self-deluded as I might seem. That's a real yawn. The truth, in fact, is completely the opposite. Opposite? You see, this is a series of stories about my adventures as written by my biographer. Right, your biographer. Indeed, recently, Dr. Watson is back in London, looking after our flat. Yeah, about that. Dr. Watson? Thanks to the popularity of this book, the Doctor has been incredibly busy as of late. As have I. I returned from Asia, where I solved the mystery surrounding a cursed royal crown. I can't tell if he's joking or serious, but either way, that sounds terrifying. To me, deduction is everything. Simply put, it is an art of pure logic. Pure logic? Art? A great observer of men does not allow even a single reaction to slip by unnoticed. A slight change in the line of sight or facial muscles, a person's very manner of conduct, their fingernails, their sleeves, the wrinkles in their clothes. All of this is vital information. I see. A great observer can synthesize all of that information together in a single instant. Sorry. These yawns that oh my god. These yawns just keep coming. And the logic gleans from his conclusions will wait. And the logic he gleans from his conclusions will allow him to find the one and only truth. Yeah, sure. Like I'm the Russian revolutionary. Indeed, you saw these very powers at work earlier. He's got some nerve being able to say that while looking me right in the eye. Yes, an extraordinary observer, a formidable logician, and the greatest detective alive. That is him, and he is me, Sherlock Holmes. As on this incident. Have you heard of anything in regards to the incident? My. Have I heard anything? Well, I only drew out the culprit lurking in this cabin, and I only drew out the culprit lurking in this cabin and discovered what he was hiding. You do realize that you're speaking with the great detective Sherlock Holmes, right? I do, yes. Wait, then... he's the one to blame for the mess I'm in? This morning, after I realized something was wrong in the cabin, I called for the sailors' help in opening the door. Yes, the sailors set themselves to their work, and the great detective bated his breath. That's right, it was I, Sherlock Holmes, who found you at the scene of the crime. And dare I say, those handcuffs complement you quite nicely. Ugh. Well, whatever else may have happened, two truths dawned on me that at that moment in time.
Two truths? Oh god, there's two things now. Well, first what you can get investigated. By the way, you were inspecting Asagi's desk earlier, weren't you?
Asagi? Oh right, the victim.
Was there anything that stood out to you?
Take a good look at the desktop. The victim appears to have been writing something.
This is his Lord. This is his London travel journal, and that's his handwriting too. Oh, but I don't think it's respectful to read through someone's journal right after they've passed.
My. You should have spoken up before I read it.
What? So you already went ahead and read through it?
Of course. Despite my appearance, I can read basic Japanese quite well.
Is that so? I think he's about to feel the wrath of Susato. No, he's not going to because Susato likes him. Well, aren't you going to keep the great detective as Susato for that? Goodness. Whatever are you talking about? This is so unfair.
All the other matters aside, in regards to the victim's journal, the last sentence appears to suddenly stop halfway through. What could he have been in the middle of writing? Could you perhaps enlighten me?
Huh? But didn't you just say you could read Japanese?
So I did, but like I said, only the basic symbols. For example, I can read the word harakiri. How's that? Impressive, isn't it?
If you say so. Why would he know harakiri? That's so, like, specifically harakiri.
But this writing is filled with kanji characters. I wasn't able to read a single one of them. Ah!
His bragging didn't amount to much at all. Excuse me, may I? If you'll allow me to see that, I can read it for you.
Ah, yes then. Please, by all means.
Now that's simple. There are two sentences written on the last page of the journal. 1 hour and 23 minutes after midnight. I heard a sound like a low whistle. A whistle?
Intriguing. Please continue.
And the other sentence. 1 hour and 35 minutes after midnight. I saw a speckled band at the air duct. A speckled band? I wonder what that means. I'm not sure. I never heard of it before.
At the air duct? Then I would suspect. It must be none other than the air duct which connects to the adjacent cabin.
The adjacent cabin, huh? Asagi's journal has been filed in the court record. The two truths. Mr. Holmes, can you elaborate, please? What are the two truths that you realized this morning while you were in this cabin?
Let me be more precise. They are two truths that I pieced together in a single instant. Let's put it that way.
I see. Please tell me more.
Very well. The two rules that I deduced from the state of the cabin. 1. The culprit could not have escaped, as it was a locked room incident. And 2. The victim was Russian, and he was killed after falling out with his comrade.
Okay, hold on for a moment. Why Russian?
Why, that's easy enough. Message left behind by the victim on the floor. Take a look.
Garderobe.
Garderobe. It means wardrobe in Russian.
Kazuma wrote his dying message in Russian? That seems kind of suspicious.
In his final moments, his native tongue was the first to come to mind. Thus, he is Russian.
Asaki's Russian now? Just a minute.
Initially, I walked under the assumption that the culprit's name was Wardrobe. However, out of precaution, I opened the actual wardrobe in order to verify the situation for myself.
And that was where Naruhodou was sleeping, right?
Just so. Inside was a slumbering Russian, the true culprit. In other words, you.
Jeez, are there any other Russians I need to know about?
You were wearing the same attire as the victim. Ergo, you were comrades. If memory serves, that is certainly the type of clothing that Russians are known to wear.
Bitch, it's a fucking school uniform. What? The student uniform has actually been Russian clothing all this time? I'm absolutely sure that the great detective's memory is dead wrong here.
Ah yes, I took a photograph earlier to avoid any tampering with the words on the floor.
God. Poor Asogi, really. He really looks like he's in pain, too. And clenching his fist for some reason. This is...
A photograph taken of the victim's corpse before it was transported out of the room.
By the time I opened my eyes, Asogi's body was already gone. This is my first time seeing him in this state with my own eyes. Are you alright, Naruhodou? Yes, I'll be fine. How will you be fine? Crime scene photograph has been filed in the court record. The Russian word for wardrobe is written here in purple ink. Thought to have been written with the last of Asogi's strength. Thought to have been written is what is the most important thing here, in my opinion. Because thought to have been written, not saying it was written. Ergo, we don't know if that's true. Oh, that's right, Mr. Holmes.
Yes? What do you need?
Speaking of Russia, didn't you say this earlier? That I'm a Russian and a refugee and a cruel revolutionary or something.
Oh yes, that was the truth whispered by my logic.
Could you maybe elaborate about that seemingly careless whisper? Oh shit. Konechno?
Of course, gladly.
Like I said, I'm not Russian.
Oh, your reasoning.
About that earlier theory of yours, the one that's about me.
On a journey to a foreign land with a predicament facing you. Is that the one?
Yes, that's right. Please explain all the other parts of what you said too. The Russian refugee, the revolutionary, the assassination of 16 people.
Oh, that. Well, it's a simple theory, truthfully. Here is the morning newspaper. The front page headline reads as follows. Revolutionary Dmitry Demigloski flees Russia, believed to be en route to Shanghai.
Mission. Not sure what that says on the left of the picture. Like I can read Cyrillic somewhat. There's some letters that I'm still pretty bad with.
This ship made port in Shanghai yesterday. Last night a Russian was killed.
Since when did Azoka turn into Russian? Kazuma may have been mistaken for a Russian due to the words he left on the floor.
Therefore, in conclusion, the culprit of this crime must be the heartless revolutionary. Having had his own identity exposed in the paper, he murdered his own fellow refugee. In summation, you are he, Mr. Dmitry Demigloski himself.
No. I mean, first of all, we don't even look remotely similar. Look at his face, then look at mine.
Well, nonetheless, the fact remains that you are the terribly revolutionary.
Well, I'm not.
After all, isn't it likely that a revolutionary would have revolutionized his own face?
Ugh. I hate this fucking dumbass bitch. That's your argument?
By the way, your name is listed on the passenger list from embarkment either.
Well, he's right about that part. I am a stowaway and all. So then, what about killing of the 16 people? And this Crystal Tower business?
Alright, the fact is, all of that information is contained within this front page article. Your true occupation and your nefarious deeds, my good fellow, I know them all. Dmitry Demigloski himself was quoted saying all of these things. There can be no doubt.
So a revolutionary willingly agreed to an interview for a newspaper? Wait, so what about the first thing you said? The part about returning from Afghanistan?
That too is written here, clear as day. It states that you've returned from a string of destructive acts in that country.
Honestly, I've never even heard of this Afghanistan.
Oh, how rude of me. Allow me to give you this newspaper as a sign of our acquaintances.
Acquaintance, I guess. Alright. Thank you.
I've already finished reading it after all. Discarding it would be so troublesome.
Revolutionary article has been filed in the court record. Russian newspaper article. Revolutionary Demigloski defecting from Russia via Shanghai route.
Come to think of it, the article on the back page was also represented.
On the back?
Feel free to read it if you wish. Who knows? You just might become a Russian consul.
A Russian newspaper, huh? Too bad I don't know how to read it. But since I already have it, I might as well take a look at the article on the back. Oops. No, wait, I wanted to...
No, then I must excuse myself.
Wait, let me... Oh god. The speckled band, and we already had thing about... Already had a thing about the fucking snake. So we
already seen this side. What does that say? Dubst. No. Oh, I can't read it. N. Borshevich. N. Borshevich? Did you notice something, Naruhodou? No, I was just wondering what this article on the back page was about. I haven't the slightest clue. I can't read a single letter. Ballet Novavich. So ballet, and Novavich, I think, was just a name. Custom. Oh, costume. 7. Yes, yeah. Twijaj Marok. And I know Marok was the old Finnish currency, Markko. I mean, I've already also googled and translated that, so it's costume 7,000 mark. And this one says, next to that picture, it says prima donna Ischela. Not quite sure. I haven't the slightest clue. I can't read a single letter. I can't read it either, but judging from the feeling I'm getting from this photo, it looks like it might be about some sort of beautiful ballerina. Yes, she's quite beautiful. Is this perhaps the kind of woman that strikes your fancy? I'm not sure how to respond to that. I'm gay. You have quite a discerning eye for that article to catch your attention. If I may, allow me to explain what the article is about. Please do. He just popped out of nowhere. This article is about the disappearance that occurred at some point last night. Beautiful flower of the prestigious Novavich Ballet Company goes missing. Ballet Novavich. A lone girl was found missing during a ballet performance in Shanghai. Shanghai, you say? It was a beautiful young ballerina named Nikomina Borshevich. Borsh, like the soup, the Russian soup. Are you serious? Also, yeah, and Borshevich. It's hard to remember the names of Russian people. Okay. It says that she disappeared from her dressing room, still wearing her costume, which apparently included a tiara set, with gems valued at 20,000 rubles, or 7,000 mark. I'm still fucking confused. Why does it use mark there? I mean, I guess... when was this thing? Like, was it when Finnish was part of Russia, maybe? How much money is 20,000 rubles? I wouldn't be even beginning to guess, but surely it's more money than we could possibly dream of. Susato's eyes are shining. Since the tiara is property of the ballet, the owner is on the brink of losing his mind. Well, can't say I blame him. In order to retrieve both Miss Nigomina and the tiara... Oh, sorry. In order to retrieve both Miss Nigomina and the tiara, the ballet company is requesting search warrants for all vessels that are heading towards Britain. Could it be that she's defecting as well? It started to seem like defection is Russia's specialty. Wow. Naruhodou, you shouldn't say things like that. Yeah, really. Missing ballerina article has been filed in the court record. Russian newspaper article. Dancer from Novovich Ballet Company has disappeared while in Shanghai. Apparently we just were in Shanghai last night. If I may ask, where might you be heading? To be frank, I am a bit curious about the victim's journal. I feel it'd be worth investigating, and I'll get seasick if I just stand around. Could it be that you're intending to go to Chase's room? The one connected to that headache? Without a mystery, a great detective's existence is worthless and sorrowful. Rest assured, I grant you my word that the truth will become clear soon enough. Excuse me, would you mind if we joined you? Oh, that would be that difficult, you see. Huh? Why is that? Why are you even asking me? Just take a look at your hands. Fuck you, bitch. You're the reason for this. These handcuffs, huh? After all, you are the suspect of his murder at the moment, are you not? What do you mean by that? Please don't act like this doesn't concern you. You're the one who accused me in the first place. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't recall ever uttering a single word implying that you were the culprit. You said that we were the culprit. No. You did. It wasn't even that long ago. Yeah, exactly. No, aren't you a strange one? Just why would I say something like that? But Mr. Holmes, I'm rather certain you did. Huh? Really? That's queer. Okay. I guess if you want to reclaim it. You really don't have the look of a criminal after all. Even though he was looking right in my eyes when he accused me. Well, I suppose it's fine. This is this and that is that, as the saying goes. What do you mean? In other words, it's like this. The culprit should act like a culprit. Just roll over and give up. What a bitch. That was beyond cruel. Yeah, I mean he's white, so what do you expect? Welcome, Siri. Se, mitä sä oot missannut on, että jos sä muistat Asogin, sen meidän poikaystävällisen ihanan ihmisen, niin hän on kuollut. Ja meitä syytetään murhasta. Toi äskeinen tyyppi oli Sherlock Holmes. Locked room murder. Ja me ollaan oltu puoli kuukautta nyt laivassa. Come now, Naruhodou. What are you just standing around for? Huh? Two of us ought to check the cabin next to as well, with all due haste. But look at me. I'm not really in any condition to talk. Also, this is the third time Susato has tossed us. Kazuma left this final lead for us, even as he lay dying. Meanwhile, you would rather just roll over and give up?
Oh, everyone is so mean to me.
In any case, it seems there are still things worth investigating in this room. Let's continue our investigation and wait for a chance to move to the adjacent room. Yes, let's. Even in this state, there must still be something I can do. For Asogi's sake, I need to do whatever it takes to forge a new path forward. Oh? Oh? What's the matter, Naruhodou? Nothing. It's just that sailor standing over there by the door. For some reason, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Now that you mention it, he does look a bit familiar. Hello, excuse me. God, what voice did I give this guy?
Yes, can I help you with something?
I definitely recognize that face.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Why, if it isn't Detective Hosonaga? It has been some time.
No.
What kind of voice do I give this guy actually? Why are you here in a place like this?
Like, he seems kind of like cool-ish, but also a dweeb. I could ask you the same question. I was so astonished that my heart stopped beating.
Are you sure that you didn't mean to say I thought my heart was going to stop beating?
No, it stopped. I am dead.
Ah,
I've infiltrated this ship under special orders.
again?
You really enjoy infiltrating, don't you? If it is within my power to do so, allow me to assist you in any way I can.
The detective just might be the key to overturning this dire situation. By the way, Siri. Pieni suomi-maininta. Tässä kohtaa lukee tässä niinku Venäjää. Niin tässä lukee tässä kohtaa lukee costume 7,000 marok, and the marok means markka, like Finnish markka. Se on Suomi mainittu todella tavataan. But 6 feet apart. Let's talk to Hosonaga. Special orders. So, what are your special orders this time around? Moreover, why are you dressed like that?
I am terribly sorry.
Huh?
All of the fault for this incident lies squarely upon my shoulders.
What do you mean, detective?
My special orders were to guard Asogi.
And now he's dead. Cool.
The arrangements were made by Secretary Jigoku of the Ministry of Justice. I was to protect him from possible assassins, so that he might reach Britannia unharmed.
Assassins? He was in that much danger?
I do not know for sure, but what I do know is currently there is much tension between the empires of the East and West. The Secretary of Ministry told me to take every possible contingency into account, but she didn't because he's dead. How could this be? Is it really possible? Kazuma assassinated? Unlike most escort missions, I wasn't able to publicly divulge my identity as a bodyguard. Instead, I was forced to board the ship under the guise of a sailor. I see. From dawn till dusk, I kept watch over Asogi until he retired to his cabin each night. I had to think, during the few hours when I was not keeping my vigil, this happened. Yeah. Kind of a bummer. And so, through my own complacency, I allowed him to die. I have failed in my duty. I am no longer worthy of showing my face to either of you. I'm so sorry. Detective Hosonaga. Might there be anything I could do to help make amends for this catastrophic failure? If so, please tell me how I can be of service. If you get us a way to investigate the cabin next door. Right now, we're trying to investigate Asogi's death. I suspected as much. I assume that means you aren't actually the culprit then. Of course not. We'd like to move to the cabin next door and investigate things there as well. Are you able to grant me approval to leave this room? I cannot. My apologies. Huh? At present, you are considered to be a threat to the other passengers. If you were to attempt to leave this cabin for any reason, the Trolley Saber would lift you up by the scruff of your neck and toss you right back in. All because they think I'm a stowaway who murdered one of my own countrymen. But there may be one chance. Have you anything persuasion I could use to help you move about more freely? What would be persuasive? Persuasive, detective? If I had something that could provide a reason for you to investigate the other cabin, yeah, I would give my very life, if only to persuade the captain. But that seems a little... I can think of only one method that will work. Huh? What is it? The same method you used on me earlier. You presented evidence to support the argument that you were trying to make. Presenting evidence. You should already be familiar with it from your time in the courtroom. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. God, I don't need this anymore. No, show Detective Hosonaga something that might persuade the captain. Something that will give us a reason to investigate the cabin next door. It's not like we want to barge in there for no reason. Something must support our logic. Just find the right evidence and touch present, like Susato said. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, this. So we have also, I guess, journal right before his death, because there's like what does it say? The last thing he wrote before reaching London. I mean, there's the... But, this had, a sentence that was cut off because we think he died before he could finish the sentence. So it says, I saw a speckled band under the air duct. Also, before this, we had, a chapter of something including Holmes and Watson that also spoke of the speckled band, and there it was a snake. So yeah, kinda scary. Oh yeah, I was supposed to present that to him. And this is Itsusaki's journal. Before Kazuma passed away, he left behind some perplexing words. Perplexing in what way? In this journal he wrote, I saw a speckled band at the air duct. A speckled band? Perplexing words indeed. We still don't understand the meaning of those those words hold. But the curious thing is... Ah yes, the air duct, I presume. You live up to your title, detective. That air duct connects directly to the cabin next door. If we investigate that air duct, we just might figure out what this speckled band is. I suppose that's proof enough. Oops. Huh? At the moment, I must stay here in this cabin. Until this ship reaches the next port. I must remain on watch at the crime scene. These are the captain's orders. Therefore, I have no other option than to leave the investigation to the two of you. Really? Good guy, Hosonaga. While I cannot remove your handcuffs, you may move freely about the first class area. But are you sure it will be alright? After all, the captain's orders were... Don't worry, Naruhodou. If something happens, Hosonaga will just die before something bad happens. Do not worry, I will keep my promise. I will put my life on the line to persuade the captain. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I owe Azuki at least that much after my failure to protect him. Thank you very much, detective. Shall we be off then, Naruhodou? If you touch the move button, we can leave the cabin. Really? God. The move button, huh? Alright, let's try it out. I mean, of course, if this is your first game ever, so you would need to know this. Azuki's cabin. This is the first class cabin. It's the scene of the crime. Azuki stayed here and I stowed away in his wardrobe. Oh yeah, also we were stowaway and we were in this wardrobe half a month. So yeah. This is Kazuma's room. Inside ship hallway, this is the first class deck. Let us begin with cleaning the cabin first. I like that. That's new. Like Kazuma saying things. Or the partner in the game saying things during the moving part. 9th of January, 7:48 AM. SS all clear. First class cabins. Finally, I'm out of that cabin. Still, I'm a little surprised. The corridor out here is narrower than you'd expect, don't you think? It is, isn't it? Kazuma was an exchange student sent by the Japanese government. He was given one of the finest rooms aboard, a first-class cabin. If you are wondering, my third class cabin is about half the size of Kazuma's. Oof. That's a pretty cruel treatment you're getting there. Oh, take a look over there. There's an incredibly strong looking sailor sitting on guard. The door connects to the second class cabins. I would think that sailor is on watch to prevent suspicious individuals from passing. Suspicious individuals, in other words, people like me. I cannot help but notice that, though we've been aboard for half a month, your eyes shine as though you're seeing all of this for the first time. That's because I am. After all, I was a stowaway. I was packed up in Asogi's trunk during the embarkment. Since then, I've been crammed into that wardrobe up until today. That must have been truly terrible indeed. Don't look at me like that, please. He doesn't want your pity. What's here? I can see an old, oversized ledger book and a pen on the desk over there. Apparently, it's some kind of logbook. Well, shall we take a look inside then? Wow! Everything about this voyage is detailed in such beautiful handwriting. Yeah, I never thought these old sea dogs could actually write well. That's rude. I even complimented him, but he still refused to acknowledge it. I think maybe referring to him as an old sea dog wasn't the best choice of words. Also, that's not really a compliment. Saying, wow, I wouldn't guess that you can write well. Oh, this is odd. It looks like the page for last night is almost completely blank. So in other words, the crew members noticed nothing out of the ordinary last night. What you thinking, Suzuka? It's a diagram of the ship. The SS All Clear. A 3-deck structure with so many cabins. One might call this a technological marvel. Actually, I always wondered, how does such a gigantic hunk of steel manage to float in the ocean without sinking? It's actually rather simple if you think about it. Huh? Well, think about the islands of Japan. What about them? Even a massive hunk of land like an island floats without effort. So, if you're not surprised that the islands float, then why be surprised that ships do? Oh, I see. That's a pretty good point. I have no fucking clue how islands work. This door leads to the second-class cabins. What's wrong? I have such a strong urge to run through there and just get out of here. It's not in the best situation. I'm not in the best of situations right now, as you can see. That's true, but you also know that the moment you dare to touch the handle, that brownie sailor won't hesitate to shoot you to death. Oh shit. Did that joke go too far? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. That was a joke. No, I was the one who took my joke too far in the end. Were there any jokes there? All jokes aside though, I could never just flee and leave Asogi's death unsolved. Let's talk to the brownie guy, who has some striping on his face. Excuse me, may I have a moment?
Oh look, it's the stowaway murderer.
Well, that was a nice way for him to crush my spirits right off the bat. If he won't talk to you, perhaps he'd be willing to speak with me. Good morning, sir. May I ask you a few questions?
Oh look, it's the cheap servant girl that fucking owned, bitch. It's the cheap servant girl that was stuffed in third class with other foreigners.
God. That's how you speak English. 100%. I see I'm a target for his abuse as well. Sounds like the sailor didn't wake up on the right side of the bunk today, huh?
Stop calling me sailor. I am senior crewman Mitrov Stroganov.
God. God. With this Stroganov. First was the fucking ballet dancer called fucking Borshevich, and now we have Stroganov. Even though he clearly hates us, I guess we should still try to speak with him. Mr. Stroganov, can you tell me more about the first class area?
This is where highest class of cabins are. Corridor connects to each of them.
Highest class? Could you tell us more?
Only certain people use rooms. Public figures, kings traveling in secret, rich people, important people. So I'm here as guard.
Kings? That's really impressive.
But stowaway hides in one of these cabins on my watch. If I could, I would throw you into the ocean right now and rest easy.
Please forgive me. If I may ask a question, is anyone currently staying in the cabin next to Kazuma or Asaogis?
Duh!
Susato, what was that just now? It sounded like "duh" to me. It means yes in Russian. Or maybe it means no. It means yes. So one of those two, I guess.
Cannot let you visit other passengers' room just because you want to.
Shit. It means the cabin next door isn't empty. There must be a passenger inside. Interesting. Well, first last night. Mr. Stroganov, have you been on watch here for the entire voyage so far?
Yes, I am keeping suspicious people like you from running around ship.
Excuse me, but do you know anything about the incident last night?
It's very sad what happened to student.
Going by what you just said, you must have been standing guard here last night too, right?
Of course.
Then during that time, did you see anything out of the ordinary?
Niet.
Susato? From the sound of it, I think he said "niet," which means no.
Everything was normal last night. Nothing unusual.
What about any odd noises? Or anyone who looked suspicious?
No, everything was normal.
Sorry. I wonder though, was it just me or did Mr. Stroganov glance away for a second there? He did. So, can you tell us anything about the passenger who is staying in the cabin next to Asogis?
Name is Grimsby Roylott. He is upstanding old gentleman from the west.
A gentleman from the west, huh?
Do not bother him with basic questions. He is knowing nothing about student's murder.
How are you able to assert that so confidently?
Mr. Grimsby Roylott is a respectable Western man. Why would he care about lowly Asian children?
Rude. Harsh words. Yeah. By the way, when did Mr. Roylott board the ship?
You are not needing that information.
Now that I'm thinking about it, from the very start of the voyage, right up until this conversation, I've never seen or heard so much about as a single hint of that cabin being occupied. If the gentleman you speak of is staying in the first class cabin, that would mean he must be a very important person indeed. Is that correct?
You are not needing that information.
I mean, you already said that only important persons are in first class, so...
It's time to end this little chat.
Huh?
I must make routine report to the captain. You should return to the cabin as well.
Alright.
Door to second class cabin is firmly locked and secured. Do not bother trying to escape. It's not possible.
I understand.
Now, let's investigate to our haunts contained. Absolutely. That has no, that has not, that has not. This has new information. I can see old, yeah, same. Second logbook. Side. This mostly the same. What is that? This is a trap that used to grab Ryunosuke. Oh, mouse trap. Oh hey, I've seen this in Japan too. This one looks like it uses bait and a sticky substance that I've never seen before though. Let's see. The bait is a food called cheese. A western staple made from fermented milk. Cheese? I wonder what it tastes like. I see that curious look. Don't try to eat it, or you'll get your fingers pinched. Aw. Guess I should just give up. I mean, it's also floor cheese, so don't eat it. Were you actually planning to eat it? Well, yeah. All I ever got to eat was Asogi's leftovers after all. Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot. I was always jammed in that wardrobe with an empty stomach. I'll give you some snacks I brought later on. God, that's so fucking sad though. Getting so hungry that you will eat fucking mousetrap cheese. First class, cabin 1. This is our room. It was never your room. It's Kazuma's room. Huh? The only space you can really claim as your own in there is the wardrobe. Yeah, and it was so cramped that I could barely even fit inside. That's the life of a stowaway. Speaking of first class, there's the nicest, most spacious cabins in the ship. By the way, while this is cabin 1, I was all the way down to cabin 539. Holy shit, how many cabins are there? Damn. Naruhodou. Our minds are linked. Just how many cabins does this ship have? What is this? It's nice and round, and it kind of adds a cute touch to the hallway. It's an emergency alarm. Please don't touch it. Emergency alarm? Look right there. Right here. There's a notice. Please press button only in case of emergency. The button sends an alarm to the entire ship, signaling the engines to temporarily stop. Oh. It makes the engine stop, maybe? What are you doing? Get away from that! What? How is what's happening to me right now not an emergency? That clearly isn't the kind of emergency they mean. If you push that button and caused panic, we'd have a real emergency on our hands. Oh, I wish I could just stop everything happening to me right now. I mean, I can understand. Please don't inconvenience an entire ship of people just because you are upset. That is also true. Here it is. This is the cabin adjacent to Asogi's. The one with the connecting air duct. And that air duct was where Kazuma saw the speckled panda, apparently. We still might be able to solve that mystery. Let's try to talk to whoever's inside. Knock, knock, knock. They didn't answer. I don't think we're going to be able to ask any question about the room right now. Yeah, this is inconvenient. What was that voice just now? It came from inside this cabin. That could only be the tearful, innocent scream of a maiden in distress. Out of the way, you lot. Oh, it's this. I shall... What was the voice? Oh god. I I shall kick down that door post-haste.
Mr. Holmes!
Right now, I am absolutely brimming with the intense desire to kick down this door.
Please, stay your leg for just a moment. This door appears to be unlocked.
Seriously? Well then, where exactly am I supposed to vent this or to kick something?
Kick the wall or like that aside, let's go inside. This is an emergency. There's no time to waste. 9th of January. This is all her first class cabin too.
What do you want with me?
That Western gentleman appears to be Russian. Excuse me. We just heard what sounded like a young woman's scream coming from this room.
Scream? Stop your silly talk. As you can see, I am the only one in this cabin. No one else.
He's right. This old guy is the only person in here. But what on earth was that scream then?
Leave now, all of you. Now. Pardon me, Mr. Grimsby Roylott, I presume? Yes, I am Roylott. Who are you? Sherlock Holmes, the one and only. Surely my reputation precedes me? Never heard of him. I am the great detective. My name adorns magazine covers all across the British Empire. And so, I am certainly no man of a suspicious individual, as you can see.
He's using that magazine like some kind of business card.
Detective, even more suspicious. We are certain that we heard a scream originated from this very room. It is readily apparent that no one is hidden within your wardrobe. Therefore, if it is not too much of a bother, may I open that small trunk over there? Stop this silliness. This trunk is very, very small. You think there is a person inside?
Yeah, it would be kind of impossible for somebody to be in there.
Well, if recent trends indicate anything, packing people into luggage is quite popular.
Okay, but the one we were in was massive. Please stop looking at me. Oh shit, it's actually moving. Ah! Did you see that, Naruhodou? Yes, I think I did. The trunk moved, didn't it?
All of you, leave now. If you don't, I call the sailors.
Grimsby Roylott. He stayed in the cabin directly next to Asogi's. This Russian man has to be hiding something. Yes, my thoughts exactly. We must find some sort of lead before that sailor returns. Bop, bop, bop.
God. Hey, you. Eek. Do not snoop around other people's rooms. Go away.
Very well. We know. Not gonna let us. There's nothing we can really do in this situation, is there? He doesn't seem like it. No. There must be some way to convince him. Maybe that great detective can help? Fine. We'll talk to this in that case. Oops. Excuse me, Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, please, just Mr. Holmes is fine.
That's not any less formal. Mr. Holmes, what are you doing in there anyway?
Oh, not much. Just making myself at home.
At home?
I'm just passing the time, imagining how it must have felt to be cramped in here. Waiting for the moment when the two of you besiege the aid of a great detective.
What?
Well now, it would seem that the time has finally come. Am I mistaken? Well...
Sorry, I just keep yawning. He's certainly not wrong.
No, look over there. That Russian gentleman, Mr. Royal, is clearly hiding something.
Oh, by the way. Sherlock Holmes, 34. Investigator who is known the world over. They say he's a great detective, but I'd never heard of him. Satoru Hosonaga, 29. Detective of the Japanese Imperial Police. Infiltrated this steamship as a sailor on the secret orders. Peter of Stroganov, watchman of the first-class cabin compartment as well as senior crew security. Appears to be a strong, robust Russian sailor. Grimsby Royalist, question mark. Elderly Russian gentleman. Stayed in the cabin next to Asogis.
And what would be the best countermeasure against a Russian who is hiding something? The answer, of course, would be the truth. Indeed, that doesn't apply to Russians alone.
Right.
But I wonder what that Russian man would do if his hidden secret were to be exposed. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out?
I would love to, Mr. Holmes.
Then allow me to show you something intriguing. Something only a great detective can do. A great detective's great deduction.
I actually I've played a bit of this chapter already, so I know what's gonna happen. And I have to say, I really like what's coming up next. The mechanics. What?
Sometimes I wonder to myself.
Sorry.
All suspicious.
Wow. What the fuck, Holmes?
All suspicious people inherit Russian? Or are Russian people inherently suspicious? I don't think either one is the case.
Okay, thank God. And if I may add, Mr. Holmes, no matter how much the beard and the dark glasses might seem to suggest it, I'm not sure they're grounds enough to outright label someone as suspicious.
Shh, quiet now. Why do you look at me like this? I see. Yes, I understand now.
What?
At last, the truth becomes clear to me. There is no room for doubt. Now then, Mr. Roylott, I have arrived at two conclusions.
What do you mean?
First, conclusion number one. Your true identity. Simply put, you are a villain. You were just about to cut short something very important to you using those scissors. Am I mistaken?
Ah.
On to conclusion number two. At this very moment, you have been caught red-handed in the midst of a nefarious deed. By now you must be shaking under the beard, panicking over if you've already been found out. Am I mistaken?
Here it comes, Naruhodou. One of Mr. Holmes' great deductions. Great deductions? Mr. Holmes has a truly incredible talent. With only one look at a person, he can learn almost everything about them. How in the world? No way, that's impossible. Naruhodou, we already know it's impossible. He fucking failed miserably with you. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I've read that book countless times. I can't believe I'm about to hear one of his great deductions firsthand. Oh, truly, it's like a dream come true. I can't believe it.
Mr. Royal just turned white as sheet. Somehow it looks like those two conclusions hit the mark.
How? How could?
How could you possibly know that? Is that what you were about to say? Very well. It's time for all to be revealed. How indeed is this great detective before you arrive at these two conclusions? Come along now, shall we embark together upon a journey of deduction? What I mean to say is that I am asking you to tag along with my reasoning. Deduction start. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Identity. Behold, Mr. Royland, the mysterious structure. First, let your eyes be drawn towards this. This oversized pair of scissors sticking out like a sore thumb. Now, just what in the devil were you planning to do with those? It's just a little observation that answer becomes obvious. You entered the cut off your split beer with those scissors. Continuing on. Okei, moikka Siiri. Kiitti kun tulit. Mä oon just riimannut mitä? 2 tuntia. Et mä varmaan lopetan kuitenkin piakkoin. Koska se 5 tunnin striimi oli ihan vaan sen takia, että mä saisin sen ekan chapterin loppuun. Mut kun nää tulee olemaan paljon pitempiä nää chapterit, niin mä rupeen varmaan vaan joka niinku to be continuedin kohdalle menee. Continuing on. Now then, why would you have such an urgent need to cut that magnificent beard? The theory is quite obvious, and I have the evidence to back it up. Have a look at this morning's newspaper. It contains a rather intriguing article. In fact, it appears that you too have seen the article of which I speak. Surely you must understand by now. The article inside reveals your true identity. The newspaper's revolutionary article. Revolutionary Dmitry Demiklavsky flees Russia, believed to be en route to Shanghai. As you can see, the picture clearly depicts that eye-catching beard of yours. Having seen the article, you plan to cut off your beard before the crew found you out. However, since you have yet to do so, your true identity remains clear. You are none other than the frightful revolutionary, Dmitry Demiklavsky. Though with that said, I can't say I've ever heard of you. Conclusion. Defected revolutionary. Topic 2. The crime. Reasoning. Holmes. Next, we have my second deduction. It seems to me that we have caught you in the act of committing a terrible crime. Now, as for the proof of the crime, it's right over there, is it not? As I expected, it appears that you have shown your hand, Mr. Royland. When people are taken by surprise, they tend to reflexively shift their gaze. It is a classical tale, more eloquent and powerful than mere words could ever convey. Yes, our answer lies directly in our line of sight, so carelessly directed. The proof of your crime, elementary, is that trunk. I think it's about time that you opened this trunk and showed us what's inside,
No, I am refusing.
Exactly what do you have hiding in there? what I can see, were you to apply enough force, I think you'd be able to fit a small girl inside.
This would be fucking uncomfortable as fuck though. That is silly.
A young girl stuffed into a trunk. Just who might she be? Ah, good grief. You're not much of a criminal, are you? Your line of sight betrayed your secret so easily. Just now, without second thought, you took a glance at our answer. The reason why you can open that trunk can again be found in the newspaper. In truth, it seems that there is yet another intriguing article published in these pages. Rather than looking at the article about the revolutionary, flip to the reverse page. Beautiful flower of the prestigious Lovitch ballet company goes missing. There is only one logical conclusion.
I'd say it's a tad too fucking big of a girl to stuff inside that trunk.
The crime you are in the very midst of committing is abduction. According to the article, the girl's name is Nikomina Porshevich or something.
Conclusion. Kidnapped ballerina.
And there you have it. The great deductions of the Sherlock Holmes have been revealed.
I'd say that's all wrong. Susato, is this really a great deduction? I think so. I read all about them in his book. Though his great deductions just now were a little different than usual. Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Holmes. Could you come over here for a moment?
Oh, well, what can I do for you?
I wanted to ask you about your reasoning there.
Yes, by all means. What's on your mind?
Well, let me start with this newspaper. I didn't think I'd have to repeat myself, but here we are. These two men's faces are nothing alike. They look completely different.
I didn't expect you to repeat myself either, but here we are indeed. We're dealing with a revolutionary. Who's to say he didn't revolutionize his own face?
At the very least, I suppose he looks more like the picture than you do, Naruhodou. That's not the point. And besides that, there's something else. That bit about the abduction.
Oh yes, truly a shocking turn of events, isn't it? At first glance, I wouldn't think that a girl could fit inside that trunk.
Actually, it's worse than that. It's clearly way too small to fit a person inside at all. You'd barely be able to close it, even if you stuffed so much as a 5-year-old inside. In that case, could the missing ballerina be a 5-year-old? No.
Oh, didn't you know? She's actually 15.
No, Mr. Holmes, I had no idea. So if she's 15, then roughly 10 years of her ought to be sticking out of the trunk.
There's something I once heard somewhere a long time ago. In order to make their bodies more limber, some ballerinas would drink vinegar every day.
Vinegar? Really?
Indeed.
With a body ripened with vinegar. Fitting into a box like that should be no trouble at all. God. I think you're mixing up acrobats and ballet dancers. Ugh, this is such a mess. Naruhodou, what was Mr. Holmes' reasoning just now? I think his observations are right on the mark on at least the foundations of what happened. It's just the focal points and logic are just a little bit off. A little bit? Completely off, I'd say. If you take the most important keywords from his reasoning,
and just discreetly replace a few of them here and there, we might just figure this out. So, take the keywords from his deductions and replace them? Yes, discreetly, mind you. If we can do that, then surely Mr. Holmes' great deductions will truly come to light.
Indubitably. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Wow, this great detective is a real piece of work.
Well, it seems you've got your work cut out for you, thanks to me. Ah,
You sure are laughing loud enough about it.
oh, and as for you, I almost forgot.
Me? What is it?
Take a look at your hands.
My hands? Holy shit. Ah! The handcuffs are gone. What? This is... how did...
I thought those cuffs might get in the way of your deductions, so I cut them off in a jiffy.
Huh? Amazing! I expect no less from the great detective Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, and there's no need to be worried. I'll put them back on once we're finished here.
No, that's okay. You can leave them off.
Now, why don't we give this another go? Come, one and all, to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason.
Aha. Review start. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Review. What's this? I already said these things, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. What in devils were you planning to do with those? I'm not gonna do the voice. That's becomes obvious. Splendid beard with those scissors. Splendid beard with those scissors. Are those the kind of scissors you'd cut a beard with? I don't have any intentions of ever growing a beard like that, so I don't really know. I think Mr. Rowlett isn't so sure himself. In other words, this part of the deduction seems a little off. In that case, Naruhodou, let's try replacing it with something else. Sounds good to me, but how should we go about doing that? First, let's stop and take a good look at Mr. Rowlett himself. Was it really the beard that he wanted to cut off? There you go. That's a good question. Next, look at the answer. When you find it, when I find it, then the rest is in your hands. What exactly is he telling me to do? Okay, I'll give it a try. Time to replace this logic. What was Mr. Rowlett really going to cut off with those scissors? Splendid beard, big hat, nose, ear, or this pretty hair. What? Susata, look at this. Oh my, what beautiful golden hair. No, I'm not talking about its beauty. Why is hair even growing here in the first place? Not only that, but it's coming out from underneath a bunch of thick black hair. It's very strange, and yet also curiously beautiful. Something is clearly wrong here. So?
Sir!
You have to cut off your pretty hair with those scissors. I like this part so much. You intend to cut off your pretty hair with those scissors.
Indubitably. That's what I meant to say. Such beautiful golden locks couldn't possibly belong to an old man.
You're actually a woman, aren't you? And judging by your hair sheen.
You're clearly a young girl at that.
If only I had the chance to cut my hair, then I would not be found out.
Now then, why would you have had such an urgent need to cut that beautiful hair?
That too is quite obvious, and you have the evidence to back it up. Surely you must understand by now. This article reveals your true identity. The newspaper's revolutionary article.
That doesn't make sense anymore. Wow, I sure wasn't expecting that. I can't believe that old man was actually a little girl this entire time. What is it? Why are you staring at me? Well, it was definitely shocking. But what's even more surprising to me is how much you seem to enjoy this kind of thing. Huh? Despite your situation, you still ended up jumping around in glee. And just who was jumping around in glee? Not me. It was that fine, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, look at this. Think back to Mr. Holmes' logic earlier. The evidence he brought up seems a little strange now, doesn't it? It does. If Mr. Holmes is really a woman, then that means the article about the revolutionary isn't related to the case anymore. And because of that, the flow of logic has changed course entirely. What does that mean for us? We should replace this evidence so that it matches the flow of logic. For some reason, that girl needed to hide her true identity. And I feel like I heard about a young girl not too long ago. Understood. Alright, I'll give it a shot. So it's not that part of the article, or even that article, but the missing ballerina article. Sir. This article reveals your true identity. The newspaper's missing ballerina article.
Indubitably. Without a doubt. That must be it. Beautiful flower of the prestigious Novovich Ballet Company goes missing. I do believe that we are finally able to call you by your real name.
Your true identity is the ballerina from the Novovich Ballet Company.
Nigamina Porshevich.
Oh god. Whoa. It is as you say. My real name is Nico. Nikomina Porshevich. Please, tell no one. Conclusion. Defected ballerina. Conclusion. Defected ballerina.
Next we have my second deduction. It seems to me that we have caught you in the act of committing a terrible crime.
No, boss, but the proof of the crime, aha, is right over there, isn't it? This is the same again. Showing your hand, Miss Nikomina. Gaze. Classic tale, more eloquent and powerful than mere words would ever convey. This all lies directly in your line of sight, so carelessly directed. Elementary, that's wrong. Nope. If that girl is actually the ballerina, then there's almost no way she's packed up in that trunk right now. Right, in fact, the idea that she was abducted at all is now disputable. Then what exactly is this girl's actual crime? It looks like I have no choice. I'll have to take the stage again. Naruhodou, you're really enjoying all of this, aren't you? Jumping around the room and joining Mr. Holmes in his theatrics must be so thrilling. Please stop teasing me. Anyway, some other evidence that reveals her true crime must be here somewhere. So it is. geometry. It's a tiara.
This must be the tiara used on stage by the Novovich Ballet Company, right? It bears a striking resemblance to the one you can see in this news article.
It's a beautiful tiara too.
According to the article, this tiara is valued at 20,000 rubles. In other words,
That would make the nature of your crime grand larceny.
you pilfered the tiara from the ballet school you remember of, didn't you?
I can't actually scream, so... Eek. I am all alone, no allies, no friends. I am needing money to survive. But I did not steal tiara. That is not true. A Prussian earl gave it to me. It belongs to me now. A 15-year-old girl seeking asylum all on her own. That's... yeah. I can imagine how scared and alone she must feel, yeah. I was gonna say that's terrifying. Are you happy? I have told you everything.
No, not yet.
Huh?
There is still another mystery left to unravel.
I do not understand.
You have obstinately refused my request to have the trunk opened and examined. Surely you must have some sort of important reason to do so. Is that not the case, Miss Nikomina? I must keep secret from this man, you think to yourself. But it is futile. I already found a way to info the contents of the trunk, you see. Ah, good grief. You're not much of a criminal, are you? Your line of sight betrayed your secret so easily. Yes, the answer lies directly in your line of sight, so carelessly directed. The reason you can't allow us to open the trunk is written in the books on the shelf.
Mr. Holmes' introduction has totally changed from what he was saying before. I assume he must have changed directions to take our new deductions into account. Even so, he just blurted out that it must be the books on the cabin's shelf. That's nothing more than a random guess. It's painfully obvious. I wonder if that's really the case. I mean, no matter what her reason is for refusing our access to the trunk, how could it possibly be written anywhere in those books? It's too convenient. You may be right, but Nikomina did unmistakably steal a glance in that general direction. So you're saying the reason she refuses to open the trunk lies somewhere within her line of sight this time too? Right. We need to make the same assumption this time around. Why would she open that trunk? The answer to that question has to lie somewhere in her... Boo! The answer to that question has to lie somewhere in her line of sight. I mean, it has to be something alive. And there's... Oh, you can have animals on board, so... The reason you can't allow us to open the trunk is written on the notice. Primechania. Do not store any dangerous things such as weapons or animals in the cabins.
Something inside of the trunk is prohibited on this ship. Because of this, you cannot risk opening the trunk and allowing us to examine its contents.
Earlier, we noticed that the trunk moved on its own. If you had a weapon hidden in there, that would not explain the trunk's movement.
And so, only one possibility remains. Miss Nikomina inside the trunk.
They're harboring the other thing that can't be kept in the cabins, an animal. God, Naruhodou is just a dweeb. Eek! Conclusion. Smuggled animal. Deduction complete. Elementary. That was so cute, really. And I like the deduction mechanic here. So, you're actually... Grimes Piroilet is not my real name. It is Nikomina Porshevich, just as you say.
You disappeared from the ballet school mid-performance in order to flee Russia. And last night you stealthily made your way aboard this ship.
Stealthily? The SS All-Clear is a colossal steamship. Is it even possible to board this ship without anyone noticing?
You hastily disguised yourself as an old man in hopes of hiding your true identity. And you decided to chop off that long blonde hair of yours, along with the rest of your past. However, a woman's hair is her crowning glory. It is precious enough to be considered her life. If it were me, I would have refused to cut it off and struggled to find another way.
But if that's the case, then what was the distressed cry we all heard coming from this cabin?
Why, the distressed yet beautiful bell-like peal of this lovely lady's cries, naturally.
That was one loud bell then. I escaped from Shanghai in fear. I know they search for me. I put on disguise, so no one can find me. And you ended up taking on the role of a fairly suspicious old man, I see. After I put on beard and hat, I saw a newspaper. Inside was my picture. I was so scared, I shouted without thinking. If I do not do more to change appearance, they will find me. I know I need to cut off hair, so I grabbed scissors.
And it was precisely at that moment that we entered the cabin.
I suppose circumstances like this really do happen every once in a while.
Indubitably. Such is the current situation.
This was all a lot more confusing than it needed to be. Yeah, it really was. Excuse me, Nikomina, but there is one last thing I would like to ask. Just what is it that you've been hiding in that trunk? Inside, my precious friend hides. Please keep secret. From captains, sailors, everyone.
Well, I suppose that's fine. However, only if you speak with us of the events that transpired last night. Understood?
Yes, I am talking. So what do you think, Naruhodou? We were able to witness the great deductions of great Sherlock Holmes firsthand. To be perfectly honest, I think that I'm still a little confused over which part of this is the great deduction. At any rate, at least we can hear what Nikomina has to say now. That's amazing.
That's right. It certainly is quite amazing. Ah, that's right. I almost forgot about you. Yes? What is it? Take a look at your hands again.
My hands?
Wah wah.
Ah, the handcuffs. They're back on again. What? This... how...
As promised, I put them right back where they belonged in a jiffy.
When did he even do that? The suspicions cast upon you have not yet been considered cleared after all. We don't have much choice in the matter. I hope you understand. I suppose. Do we really not? At any rate, we ought to listen to what Nikomina has to say. Personally speaking, I am curious about this mysterious speckled man that Kazuma witnessed. Nikomina, here's that newspaper article. You look beautiful in this picture, almost like a fairy. Seeing yourself in article is scary. Nikomina, a 15-year-old girl alone in exile. I'm sure none of this is easy for her. Last night. So I take it you're aware that a murder occurred in blah 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 blah. So I take it you're aware that a murder occurred in the cabin next door. Yes, sailors tell me during breakfast. The one who died was our friend. That is true? That's why we're trying to gather information right now, for his sake. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Something that sounded like a conversation or anything?
Or the sound of a ship overtaken by a raging storm, or a huge explosion from the engine.
I think everyone would have noticed something like that. Anyway, did you hear anything, Nikomina? I am knowing nothing. I was not thinking of anything but me. I am knowing nothing at all. I see. So you ran away from Novovich Ballet Company, is that right? Yes. I go to Great British Empire. From there, I board ferry to America. I am done with ballet. I want to start a new life.
You say you're done with ballet, but you still decided to bring the tiara along?
Tiara is mine. I need Tiara to live. I make no money from ballet group. I get only food and water. From country to country, only dance all day. I had to run to protect myself. And so you chose to blah 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 blah. And so you chose to seek asylum, right? Sailors on this ship are my friends. They let me on board, gave me empty cabin.
But if that's the case, there's still one thing that doesn't quite fit.
Yes, I see it too, Mr. Holmes. What do you think, Naruhodou? Oh, yes, of course. We should ask Nikomina about that. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Might I inquire one thing? According to this article, you only just disappeared yesterday. So that means the only time you could have boarded this ship was last night. However, the SS All Clear did not weigh anchor at a harbor last night.
Ah, now that you mention it.
So, how in the world did you manage to board this ship?
Come to think of it, the sailor in the hallway was behaving a little strangely, wasn't he? It was after we asked him when Mr. Rowlett had boarded.
You are not needing that information.
That's what he said, if I remember right. Gracefully descending onto the stage, like a snow-white angel. What was that all about? It's about me. Was written in theater review in Russian newspaper. I am gracefully descending on the ship too. I am angel after all. So you dropped down? Or like you parachuted here? That's quite a groundbreaking claim you're making, considering your limited English. I wonder if all Westerners are as boldly spoken as Mr. Holmes and young Nikomina here.
Like a god amongst men, he gracefully takes in the knowledge of the world.
Okay, it's this voice. This voice is making me yawn.
They have written such things about me as well. But that's in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, a serialized, exaggerated novel.
At any rate, she doesn't look like she has any intention of telling us the truth of how she got on board. So Nikomina's friend is in the trunk? But the ship forbids animals from being brought aboard. Please, keep secret. Do not tell anyone on ship. If they find out,
Then those brawny Russian sailors will grab the trunk and throw it into the sea.
eek. You're so mean, Mr. Holmes. Yeah. So, this friend, is it a puppy, perhaps? Or maybe an adorable little rabbit?
Huh. You think Russia has adorable little rabbits bouncing around the tundra?
Huh? You mean they don't?
I'm assuming not, but how should I know?
God. Right.
Neither of you have... Neither of you are even close to the mark. By French she must mean... I've got it. Without a shadow of a doubt, it must be a chicken.
God. A chicken?
Well, just think about it. It wakes you up in the morning with its loud crow, and it lays eggs every day. And if push comes to shove, you can just roast it up and have a nice little meal, right?
Something tells me that you're not exactly treating the chicken as a friend.
Well, after all said and done, the fact remains that the identity of her friend is unknown.
I knew it. She's still wary of us. Still, I feel like there's something I should be showing Nikomina. I'm not sure exactly what though. Look at this. Do not touch. I will talk about last night, but touching a lady's things for no reason. You are terrible, man. Please forgive me.
Oh, she's absolutely right. You should be ashamed of yourself, fooling around a lady's room like that. You are a terrible man.
He started to get on my nerves.
Oop.
This is a journal that belonged to my friend who passed away. Journal?
He wrote about seeing something last night, and we're curious about it. 1 hour and 23 minutes after midnight, I heard the sound like a low whistle. And then, 1 hour and 35 minutes after midnight, I saw a speckled band at the air duct. Speckled band? This cabin's air duct is linked to the cabin next door. You can see it right up there. In other words, this cabin and the victims' cabins are connected. Ah. Nigamina, do you know anything at all about this? About the low whistle the victim heard? Or anything about this speckled band? No. I am knowing nothing. I see. You clearly know something. You liar. Knock knock.
Please excuse me. I need a moment, Mr. Oilet.
What is it? How'd she do that so fast?
The captain wants to talk with you about something. Please go to the captain's quarters as soon as possible.
Understood. We'll come at once. What is it? Do not ask me that. You must leave now. Please don't worry about us. We will be fine, Mr. Roylott. Quit playing.
You heard him. Get out or I throw you out myself.
It looks like we won't be able to continue inspecting the cabin right now. This is quite unfortunate. Just like that, we were forcefully removed from the cabin. We didn't have even a second to investigate before we were thrown out of the room. Quite literally thrown out. To be continued in the next stream, because that was 3 hours of streaming. And I feel like that's like the okay amount to me. Back to the title. Yes. Yes. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching today's stream, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.